Okay, NFL. Okay. We see you, NFL. We see you. Starting off the week real proper like. Yes. Some transactions went down. You see the thumbnail, guys. You see the thumbnail. We have a couple running backs to talk about. And later on in the show, we have the first Flawless Fantasy Football Breakout Wide Receiver of the Year for 2023. Yes. And let me tell you something. Guys. What I'm not going to do is be like, hey, this guy, Gary Wilson's going to be a breakout. Everybody named Mama saying Gary Wilson going to be a breakout. Hey, this wide receiver is going to be. We're not doing that here. We're digging deep, but we're just not recklessly digging deep. I'm going to give you guys a solid upside wide receiver for 2023 that you can put in your teams, so you can draft accordingly, and you will reap. And not only will you freaking reap, you will reap plentifully thanks to Flawless Fantasy Football. Join the damn community. Stop playing. Let's get to it. All right, first off, let's talk about it, man. Former Buffalo Bills running back Devin Singletary got signed by the Houston Texans. Yes, a 1-year, $3.75 million deal. No longer a Buffalo Bill. We can basically say, Devin Singletary, you'll never get a Super Bowl championship. Best chance you had was with the Buffalo Bills, but that's not your fault. All right? I had, Devin Singletary on a couple teams, and he was very beneficial. He had a nice run, not in 2021, towards the end of the season. He was like a top 2 or top 3 back for the past last 6 games of the season. Help people win championships. Devin Singletary in the right system can be great. Can be great. But I doubt he is great and ever will be great because now he's in a committee with second-year running back Damien Pierce. So this signing kind of dampens the Damien Pierce outlook for 2023. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens, It's just 220 carries for 939 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4.3 yards a carry. Now, the 220 totes, that's pretty good. But we know he had a couple bad games in there, man, where he basically scored 0 and 1 fantasy point. But I'm going to tell you something. Head coach DeMeco Ryans is making sure he has a backfield that he feels comfortable with, that he can run with. So, shout out to DeMeco Ryans. I hope he does well over there. Going back to his freaking team that he played for. He had an awesome career with. I'm wishing him the best. Devin Singletary and Damien Pierce should work well together in the Houston, Texas. Hopefully they can get their defense together and get a nice passing game put together. Good luck to Devin Singletary and Damien Pierce for 2023. Next piece of news. We're going to go to the former New England Patriots running back, Damien Harris. Damien Harris, with the departure of Devin Singletary to the Texans, moves in Damien Harris coming into the Buffalo Bills. He got a 1-year deal at the time of this recording. It was undisclosed what his actual contract amount is, but that's okay. We don't count nobody's pockets over here in Flawless Fantasy Football. 1-year deal for Damien Harris. Him and James Cook will be in the backfield, and he'll have a great chance at a title, Damien Harris. Will he stay healthy this year? It'll behoove of him to do so. If not, James Cook is going to take full. He's going to rock it off if Damien Harris gets hurt. James Cook is explosive. James Cook had 89 rushes for 507 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns with 5.7 yards a carry. That's impressive, guys. Here's the deal. We already know Josh run like a son of a gun. But in games in which James Cook is the RB1 and Damien Harris happens to miss, not to say he will miss, and I'm not wishing injuries on anybody, but this is a very formidable backfield. Hopefully both of the guys stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? So for Buffalo's sake, Damien Harris and James Cook can be a lethal combination. Congratulations to Damien Harris, and good luck to him and James Cook for the Buffalo Bills moving forward here in 2023. Okay, now we know that Darren Waller is now off the Raiders, and he has moved on. Today, Mr. O.J. Howard signed with the Raiders, and now he's alongside Foster Moreau in the tight end landscape for the Raiders. All right. Now, Foster Moreau legit now. Okay. Foster Moreau's legit, but O.J. Howard coming over there being another weapon they can use in the middle at the tight end position can help them out. So hopefully he can make the best of it. He can stay healthy. Him and Foster Moreau rotating in or being in at the same time. Devontae is going to be Devontae. It should be, look, Raider fans, it'll be okay. Keep your heads up. Keep your head up. O.J. Howard is now a Raider. Okay, look, that's all the fantasy news. Basically, I'm not talking about no defensive players and stuff like, no, we're not talking about that. Devin Singletary and Damien Harris is going to new squads. O.J. Howard now a Raider. Okay? Now, as promised, if you haven't pressed like on the video already, guys, feel free to press like. You know, help your boy out. Help your boy out with the algorithms. You know, let me know what you think about the video. How you guys feel about Devin Singletary and Damien Harris going to those teams? Who you think is going to do better out of Singletary and Damian Pierce? Damien Harris or James Cook? Who would you prefer out of the two? Interesting. Man, but let's get to the main. Let's get to the main course, man. Let's get to the entree. The entree, okay? We done played around with the appetizers. It's time for the entree. And no, we're not just ordering a burger with fries. We're not ordering chicken nuggets. We're not ordering a cheese freaking sandwich. We're not ordering none of those type of things. Grilled cheese. No, we're not ordering that. We're ordering top notch. How about some venison or some lamb or something? Man, I had some lamb last week on my vacation. My cousin barbecued some lamb, and let me tell you, it was freaking delicious. I haven't had lamb in like a decade, and it was freaking awesome. Forgot how good that actually is. Lamb is delicious. Okay, I will digress, and you know it. Let's talk about it, guys. I wanted to talk about this last week, or maybe almost a week and a half ago, because I don't think many people's talking about it. I don't think many people probably believe in them. Okay? You know your boy Flawless. I'm the type of person where I'll take a chance on a wide receiver. I'm not afraid to call my shot. We know that, right? Yes, we know that. But this wide receiver here will be, not might, he will be a breakout wide receiver in 2023. Okay? Now, I'm going to go on record and saying this wide receiver, this is his stats for 2022. They're not going to be good. That's why I tell you, it's going to be a breakout. He had 29 catches. I'm sorry, I apologize. 28 catches for 490 yards. 28 catches for 490 yards. 1 touchdown. 1 tutty. And he averaged 17.5 yards a reception. This wide receiver finished He played second fiddle to a number one wide receiver last year. But the number one wide receiver is no longer there. Okay? But this wide receiver will be the number one receiver in this team's wide receiver core. Let me ask you guys. 28 catches last year for 490 yards, 1 touchdown for 17.5 yards for a reception. Who do you guys think will be Flawless Fantasy Football's first 2023 breakout wide receiver? I'm going to give you time right now. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to give you time right now to go to the comment section. I'm going to give you time, okay? I'm going to give you a good 30 seconds. Go to the comment section and let me know who you think. Now, I'll talk. I'm going to talk because I don't want any dead air. But go to the comment section right now and let me know who you believe that I will choose as my first breakout wide receiver that had 28 catches for 490 yards and 1 touchdown in 2022. He played second fiddle to a number one wide receiver last year, but that number one wide receiver is no longer on the team. And this wide receiver will be, despite another wide receiver on the team, newly signed wide receiver on the team, he will be the number one wide receiver on the team. Fantasy-wise, production-wise, whatever. All right. I hope you guys participated. Okay? Now, even if you didn't because you're too scared to get out of the video or whatever, to move down, you shouldn't have to do that. Just go down and press it. I want your thoughts and who you thought it was. Put it in the comment section. Let's get some integrity going on, guys. All right? So, Flawless Fantasy Football's 2023, my first breakout wide receiver is no other than number 88, former LSU wide receiver, Terrace Marshall Jr. Terrace Marshall Jr., everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Let me explain to you why. This guy didn't finish in the top 60, 70 freaking wide receivers. How can Flawless, how could you say such a thing? Because I'm flawless, that's why. That's why. Terrace Marshall Jr., let me tell you something. Do you guys remember when LSU won the championship in 2019? They had 3 wide receivers on that team that Joe Burrow was throwing to. Not to mention Thaddeus Moss. We're not going to mention him. But he was the tight end. We're going to talk about the 3 wide receivers that he was throwing to on that team, Burrow. Joe Burrow was throwing to Justin Jefferson, Mr. Jamar Chase, and Terrace Marshall Jr. That's right. Terrace Marshall Jr. All 3 of those gentlemen played on that championship team. And I'm going to tell you something. Let's look at the numbers real quick. Justin Jefferson is 6'3". And guess what? Terrace Marshall Jr. is 6'3". Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson ran a 4.43 in the 40 at the combine. Jamar Chase ran a 4.38, and Terrace Marshall ran a 4.38. So he had the same combine speed as Jamar Chase, but he's just as tall as Justin Jefferson because at 6'3", and Jamar Chase is only 6'1". The comps are there. They let go DJ Moore because, let's be honest, I know you guys love you some DJ Moore. You're stuck on it with the rest. DJ Moore might have his best year. He might. He might, but he also might not. And you know what? Anybody that want to get fancy and want to put a little $20 gentleman's wager on it, Because I know like people like Fire Truck will try to try me and be like, oh, I got the Flawless. He's not going to have a better year than DJ Moore. But guess what? I done made my call already. Terrace Marshall Jr. will have a better year than DJ Moore. I don't have it against DJ Moore. But I just believe in the upside and the progress. Look, it happened for Justin Jefferson. It happened for Jamar Chase. And it will happen for Terrace Marshall Jr. Okay? Now, I know he has Andy Dalton throwing him the ball. I don't care about that. I don't care about that at all. As long as you have somebody decent throwing in the rock, it should be negative game scripts for them a lot. And I am not concerned about the Adam Thielen acquisition. I'm going to be honest. I'm glad because that will suppress some name that's on the team now will suppress Terrace Marshall Jr. It shouldn't. If you looked at a couple of his games, he has a couple of nice games in a row there. He had like 60 yards and a touch, and then he had like 6 for 80-something or whatever. The dude, I'm trying to tell you, the targets are going to be through the roof for this guy. The guy should easily have 130 targets this year, easily. And he's going to make do. I feel that Terrace Marshall Jr. can finish in between wide receiver 13 and 24. Overall in PPR. Now, so I'm telling you that straight up. Now, keep that in mind here. March 20th, Flawless Fantasy Football told you. I could have told you that a couple weeks ago as soon as DJ Moore left. I wanted to say it. Okay? As soon as he left, I'm like, bam, that's it right there. There's the breakout. There's another LSU stud that's primed to break out. Guys, don't wait. Don't be trying to wait to, I got to wait to round 13 to get him. Pick him up before the ADP. We'll talk about it before it happens. Now, don't try to snipe me in the listener league because don't get silly because you know I'll reach for people I like. Okay? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So that's what I think, guys. Terrace Marshall Jr. will be the breakout wide receiver for 2023. He's number 88. Got a nice number on him. He's following up Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase from the LSU squad. And I believe in him wholeheartedly. I hope you guys do too. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. I got more stuff coming. I got more gems I'm going to drop. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. We're on the way to 1,000 subs, right? We're on the way to 1,000 subs. You know, share this video on platforms if you feel, if you can. I know you only want to let people know, man, where's it getting this awesome information from? I get it, but try to share it when possible. Anybody that you have connected, family members or whatnot, tell them to subscribe, man. Help me get my count up because when we get to the next 100, I'm going to automatically pick some, we're going to automatically do a drawing for the Flawless Fantasy Football Listener League. All right? Let's go, guys. Flawless Fantasy Football. I appreciate you. Until the next time, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video.